I'm liking this.
Photography chick is here. Oh, you gotta go 600 feet. Stop.
It's gonna go what? 600 feet?
Yes, it's not 300 yards.
What? That's an edge mark. This rock.
Somebody get their elbow out of my way. Can you actually hear water? It's a shock.
Can you drink that water?
Not if you don't want to get giardia or crypto. But if you were dying of thirst, it's better than dying of thirst. Oh wow, somebody's way down there.
How do I get down there?
There's an official trail, or he just found a way to get down there. I don't know. Probably an official trail somewhere.
I'm making weird noises this morning.
What do you mean?
There's 2 more people. 4 more people.
It's like kids.
High pitched noises.
There must be an official trail. They got kids with them.
5.
Yeah, she's got a little kid with her, so.
It'll be fun walking.
Did you? Sulphur Creek was young, this scene was a low plain. See if I can shove it. It's about to go at some point. You know? Wouldn't you say? There's a signboard up here. Tiff, I just want to read what this says. Ooh, I finally saw a lizard. A million of them at Red Cliff. That's the first one I've seen here. Alright, we can go. As soon as we get around this corner.
Wow. This reminds me of Arches and the other ones we've been to. There's the girl. Want to stop?
Yeah.
Did that just say something? That must be something. What was the other thing we haven't seen?
I don't know, let's just go to visitors. Maybe we should have stopped, but...
Very large. Very tall. There's something that says something. Stop.
Right.
See what it says?
Oh, the castle. Yeah, that's marked on the map.
Which one is the castle?
Well, I'm assuming it's right there.
That, okay. The castle. Anderson.
There's the river.
Just being able to go outside and see a national park. I'm about to go to Alaska. I need to park in Alaska. I just want a job in Alaska. All right. Still here. Yeah. You're leaving tomorrow. We're glad you came in. Yeah, this is my last meeting. I have to say it. And then when you will be sort of missed. Yeah. I love this part. Well, I see it every year. There you go. Very much. That one doesn't sit. I know, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the winter actually. But it's raining every day.
Hey, are you from Wisconsin?
And, it's every other weather. Every day, weather. Raining.
Okay.
Yeah, you're here.
The scenic drive is the road to your right. It's a Monday. It goes up 8 miles of pavement. And you can.
Yeah, we'll go tomorrow.
With the storms, the seemingly timeless rocks move, bit by bit. In the late 1800s, To pioneering geologist Clarence Dutton, Capitol Reef appeared as a fantasy land.
The colors are such that no pigments can portray. So luminous are they that the light seems to flow or shine out of the rock rather than be reflected from it.
The irony of Capitol Reef was not lost on Clarence Dutton or other geologists of his time. They knew that the fantastic desert landscapes they saw were not just the result of aridity, of extreme dryness, but of water. In violent storms, in flash floods, and with every drop, water has left its mark on the desert. Even though this is a desert, every visible landscape is the work of water and time. Here they combine to carve cliffs and canyons and create flowing sand from solid rock. Capitol Reef is the saga of time, beyond accustomed patterns of days, seasons, years, and lifetimes. A story played out through almost trackless time, through long-lost landscapes and seascapes. A story where the only constant has been water. Reading the rocks, geologists have determined that for much of its history, the land remained near sea level, at times tropical and forested, desert or seashore, and at other times slipping back beneath the sea. Geologists estimate that around 65 million years ago, everything changed, and on a massive scale. The slow westward movement of the North American continental plate collided with the Pacific plate, forcing a huge block of land upwards. The Colorado Plateau rose, on average, between 4,000 and 7,000 feet above sea level. For the most part, the ancient sedimentary rocks of the Colorado Plateau remained level and relatively undisturbed. Though intact, not all of the Colorado Plateau was spared. Layers of rock rose and broke at wild angles. The sharp ridges of Capitol Reef are believed to have formed between 65 and 50 million years ago, but remained far beneath the surface, hidden from view by overlying rock strata. It was water erosion after untold millions of years, which eventually stripped away the layers of rock above to reveal the warped and folded rocks below, the rocks that now make up Capitol Reef. Capitol Reef's water pocket fold is the longest and best example of what geologists term a monocline in all of North America. In the desert, even the name water pocket fold hints at something out of the ordinary. A 100-mile-long barrier, the folded rock escarpment traps water from infrequent desert rains in slick rock basins and deep canyons. Long ago, the Fremont River was already in place, cutting its channel and forcing its way through the overlying rocks of Capitol Reef. A slender oasis of life in the desert. It is still one of the few passages through the water pocket fold. Along the river, the land is almost always moving. With the passage of seasons and storms, sand moves toward the Gulf of California. Away from the river, the subtle influence of seeping water and wedging ice chisels, textures, and shapes rock surfaces. water also shapes life. The heat of summer and the cold grasp of winter put limits on which plants and animals can survive in the high desert. But water is always a critical factor. The water pocket fold is a dividing line. To the east, lower elevations and scant rainfall accentuate the phrase, survival of the fittest. Only specialized desert plants and animals can thrive in this demanding landscape. Hidden underground, away from the searing heat of summer and the freeze of winter, life lays waiting for spring. This seemingly barren land bursts into a carpet of color in wet years. In Capitol Reef, the waters of Sulphur Creek join the Fremont River, an oasis surrounded by imposing red cliffs. For perhaps as long as 13,000 years, the Fremont River has drawn human inhabitants of this land to its banks. The first were nomadic wanderers, Paleo-Indians. Named after the river, the Fremont culture left their marks on the walls of Capitol Reef by 700 AD in the form of pictographs and petroglyphs. By 1100, they shared many traits in common with the ancestral Puebloan culture to the south and east, the builders of the cliff dwellings of Mesa Verde, and across Boulder Mountain at Anasazi Village. Like the ancestral Puebloans, they grew crops of corn and squash. The Fremont people left images inscribed and painted on rock faces, in styles that separate them from other prehistoric peoples of the region. Mysterious, spirit-like beings stare back from the centuries. Small, unfired clay figurines are also unique to these people, but their meaning has been lost in time. By the year 1300, they moved on, part of an exodus or dispersal of Indian peoples from the Four Corners area. For centuries afterwards, nomadic tribes, including the Ute and Southern Paiute, used streams as passageways through the water pocket fold. In a lifestyle that followed game and the seasons, they moved upslope and downslope between deserts and mountains. Yet, almost everything about this land remained unknown to the outside world until 1853. Army explorer and later politician John C. Fremont led an effort to discover and map the secrets of this high plateau country. A woodcut drawing is the first recorded image of Capitol Reef. In the 1860s, the search for riches drew prospectors from across the Southwest to the stone walls of Capitol Reef.